everyone. Buckle up for a new episode of Bumpaholics, the one and only podcast made to teach you about all the stages of the arrival of a baby, before, during, and after. Whether you're an expecting mother, have questions about fertility, have difficulty with lactation, or in your postpartum period, you're sure to learn from our experienced doulas when you listen to Bumpaholics. So today we will be diving into pregnancy week 14 with me, Brittany Brownell. Join us in the comments section of today's episode for the trimester journey. Welcome to another episode of the Trimester Journey. I'm Brittany Brownell, certified birth and bereavement doula, certified birth photographer, director, and volunteer with Casey Women's Ministry, mother of three. I almost said four. I'm soon to be mother of four. All right, so let's jump right on in here. First of all, yay! We have officially made it to the second trimester. You know, it is said that the second trimester is the easiest, seeing as the symptoms from the first trimester begin to go away, and baby isn't so large yet that we're really uncomfortable. As baby grows and gets bigger, especially in the third trimester, those last few weeks, it's a lot of extra weight. So there are still going to be a few symptoms that we're going to be dealing with for this trimester, though. We might see some headaches. You might see some dizziness. You can go slow. Get up slowly. You've got a lot of extra blood volume going through your body right now, which increases your blood pressure. And that can make you a little dizzy when you get up, especially if you get up quickly. So go slow when you get up. Take your time, especially if you are someone who's getting a little more dizzy. Drink plenty of water. Drink lots of fluids. That'll help keep things a little more stable. So your breasts shouldn't be nearly as sensitive as they were. They might still be a little sore. I know nipple soreness for me doesn't seem to go away. It just kind of seems to intensify. But you know, not everyone's the same. You may not have that particular symptom throughout your pregnancy, but those mammary glands are still developing. They're still learning how to create milk. They're starting that beginning process of creating milk for your baby. So hopefully you don't have as much soreness in the breast tissue themselves to where you can touch them maybe. But as baby gets bigger and the uterus needs a little more support, you might find you start having some round ligament pain or some pulling pain up at the top of your belly. I know mine tends to pull a lot up at the top. That is called diastasis recti. You can see that if, here, I'll stand up. If you tighten, so you can see it by tightening your tummy, and you'll see this coning happening. I mean, not that you can really see it. Anyway, I was attempting to show you, but it's not gonna, yeah, but so I can see it. I can see it from the top down. So you get this kind of cone shape happen on your stomach, and that's diastasis recti, or some people call it diastasis recti. I've heard it in both ways, so I'm not sure which way is the actual way of saying it, but I call it diastasis. So the pulling at top is diastasis recti, and then the sharp pain that you can get under your stomach, that's probably round ligament pain. So those ligaments that are holding your uterus in place and keeping it steady, those are being strained right now. They are being extended. And oftentimes, especially with a quick movement or a movement that maybe your body wasn't prepared for, I usually get it when I'm lying in bed and I'm trying to roll over and I'm trying to use my stomach muscles that I don't really have right now. And it pulls. So it's almost like a Charlie horse underneath my stomach, which is really not comfortable. I'll put some pressure on it. Sometimes that can help relieve it, or just stretched out. That can help relieve it. Some ways to help reduce it is to do some exercises that strengthen your core. Now, you want to be very careful with doing core strengthening exercises, especially when pregnant. They can either exacerbate or make you develop that diastasis recti I was talking about. As your stomach gets bigger, those muscles, so you've got those, that six-pack muscle in the front, right? You've got those muscles there, and it's actually several layers of muscles. So you've got those there. And as your tummy gets bigger, imagine this, see how much space I'm getting as the tummy gets bigger? So your muscles are naturally going to do that. You can make that tear in a way if you're doing improper exercises. So it's really important to do the proper ones, and a physical therapist can help with that. All right, looking for my kids. All right, so those are the big ones. I am not a physical therapist, so I am not comfortable telling you those exercises. I can do a video later about those exercises. You can definitely search on YouTube for a physical therapist or just a fitness person. I've seen several, but you want to be very careful with the pregnancy and doing those exercises. All right, so something a little more fun. How big is baby this week? All right, baby is about 3 to 3.5 inches long this week. That's a decent size, and we're talking about here, I'd say. That's about the size of a beet or a lemon, a small lemon maybe. Baby is weighing, give or take, 1.5 ounces. It's so tiny. But baby's going to continue to grow and add fat to their little body over these next few months. Legs are going to continue to elongate. Arms are going to continue to elongate. The head is a little more in proportional size-wise to the body, but the body still has a little catching up to do. So it's going to be working on that. It's going to be working on growing that belly too. Right now they look like a little round belly. That's it. But unknown to you, I mean, I was feeling some movement. I've been feeling some movement this week, but not a whole lot. I mean, 14 weeks, it's pretty tiny. There's not a lot of movement to feel. But baby is super crazy active right now, like super active. They're moving arms. Baby can suck their thumb, make faces and squint at us and frown at us and do all kinds of fun stuff. They're kicking their arms, they're moving. This all helps with muscle tone and letting baby grow and become stronger for when they get out of the womb. So remember that fat baby doesn't have yet? Well, instead of fat, right now they have something called lanugo. It's this fur-like hair substance that is all over their body, and that is working to keep the baby warm since they don't have fat. Some babies, especially if they're born premature, you'll still see that lanugo on them, but many babies have lost the lanugo by the time they are born. So you don't usually see that on a full-term baby. This week, again, the first week of the second trimester, baby's immune system is really starting to grow and develop. The womb, yes, it is a sterile environment. They're really not going to be, so they're not really going to be exposed to any diseases. Yes, even COVID. No diseases can really get into that space. It's found that COVID might have a slight, anyway, that's a whole nother video, but they're in a sterile environment right now. They're building their immune system, such as white blood cells and everything else that goes into the immune system to help keep your baby safe once they're born. Right now, your body is giving your baby immunity to a lot of those, to anything that you're contracting at the moment. So if you happen to be sick, baby's getting some of that immune system from you so that they don't get sick. Your immune system is protecting the baby. Nutrition-wise, I don't have a lot extra to add that we didn't talk about last week. So just keep taking your prenatal vitamin, keep making healthy food choices, eating lots of greens, getting plenty of protein. Protein is going to keep you full longer. Eat small snacks throughout the day. Start getting used to that routine, because as baby gets bigger, you're not going to have as much space for a larger meal. And the smaller snacks can help keep that nausea away. But making sure your prenatal vitamin has a high level of folic acid and vitamin C, and that's the biggest thing we can do. So when should you call your healthcare provider? Well, remember that round ligament pain we were talking about and that diastasis recti pain that we were talking about just a little bit ago? If that pain doesn't go away, or if it increases in both intensity and duration or occurrence, talk to your provider. It might be time to get a recommendation to a physical therapist. Reach out to your healthcare, your insurance company, and see if they'll cover a physical therapist for you. Sometimes just one visit is all you need to help with that issue. You just have to keep doing the exercises. All right, so some next steps. It's a little early, but it might be fun to start looking at baby registries right now. Amazon is a great option for a registry. You can go to Walmart, Target, Bye Bye Baby. They all have their own registry setups. Some other larger stores might have something. You can do a whole separate registry just by searching Google for one that may not necessarily be associated with the store, but the ones are nice with the store that, you can get items directly in the store. Do some research, talk to friends and family, especially if you're a first-time mom, or maybe you're a parent who, maybe your kids are 7 to 10 and now you're having a baby. Things have changed in 7 to 10 years, especially in 10 years. A lot of things have changed. There are a lot of things that are out there that are really cool, but you don't actually need them. So talk to a family member or a friend who has a baby that's under 1. What kinds of things did they use? Like, what did they buy or got at their baby shower that they actually didn't touch? That it's just kind of collecting dust. They thought it was going to be a great idea, but it's just not working. They're not using it. Each person is different. Each way the family deals with things is different. So it may work for you, but I'd say if there are multiple friends who aren't using it, then it may not be worth it to purchase it. So think about that, and find a prenatal exercise class if you haven't already. My favorite is prenatal yoga. I used to do that. I still do that, actually. I say used to because of my previous pregnancies, but even through this one, I love doing prenatal yoga. I do it usually on YouTube. I just pull up my favorite yoga instructors on YouTube and my favorite classes. But Home Holistic has a great prenatal program. There are some other prenatal exercise options here in Kansas City. Look around in your city if you're not in Kansas City and see what options you might have. So let's see. If the weather's not optimum for walking outside, maybe look into a fitness center that you can join. Swimming is a phenomenal activity for anyone, but especially for a pregnant person. It lifts the baby off everything, and it feels so weightless, and it just feels great. And it's a full body exercise, fitness wise. So it's a great option. Find somewhere with a pool if you can. I loved doing swimming with my second pregnancy, and I loved it so much. I went about 3 times a week, and at the time I was still working corporate, and I joined Corporate Challenge. I was 8.5 months pregnant when I did a swimming. I was on the swim team and did one of the swimming competitions. So it feels like you're not even pregnant when you're in the water and you are pregnant. It feels great. So something else I highly recommend doing is looking into a childbirth education course. Whether you've had a baby before or this is your first, a childbirth education course is a fantastic option. It really helps give you information and teaches you comfort measures, things that you can practice, hopefully in class. Some of the best ones are 8 weeks long. And I know that sounds really long, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not. It's basically 8 classes. A lot of times they're 1 to 2 hours long, very manageable. And then you can practice what you're learning. You're learning about what to expect. What's your body going through right now? Things are a lot less scary if you can understand some of the science behind it. If you can understand, what is my body doing right now? What is causing this to happen? And then what are some complications that can arise? What are your options? What choices do you have? You're not going to know those choices without getting some education. You're not even going to know what to look for without getting that basic education. So take a childbirth education course. My favorite is Childbirth Together. Our very own Kristen Mason teaches that. She has a virtual version, and then if she has enough interest, she will do an in-person course. She has a fast class. She has a long class, lots of different options for you. So go check out her website. All right, last but not least, do you want doula support? Start doing some research. Look into doulas in the area. Look into pricing. What kind of support are they giving? What kind of reviews have they gotten? With the ministry, we get a lot of really great reviews. And we have lots of options, both in birth and postpartum. Don't forget that postpartum time. You're going to have time after having a baby where your body needs to heal. You might need breastfeeding assistance, and a doula can help with that. The birth doula is not going to help quite as much as a postpartum doula, but a birth doula will get you started right after you have your baby. And then a postpartum doula can help facilitate getting you some sleep at night and just helping you with complications that arise just on a daily basis, someone that you can talk to. So check out birth doula and postpartum doula in your area, especially because, I mean, you can do a virtual one, but an in-person one is even better. And check out kcwomensministry.org for more information on what services we provide here in the city. All right. Well, I really hope you enjoyed this episode of Bubaholics and the trimester journey. Find more information about us at kcwomensministry.org. Thank you so much for joining me today for this episode. Bubaholics can be found on YouTube and wherever you might get your podcasts. We post a new episode every week. This of course is the trimester journey. So you are coming with me on my pregnancy. Hopefully you're pregnant as well and enjoying the camaraderie. Just having someone to go through the journey with you. So I love having you here. Goodbye for now, and I'll see you again next week.